welcome back to the Fallacious Truth. You know, everybody knows there are things that are legitimately worth complaining about, things that actually need to be brought to attention. And there are times when people try to make something out of nothing. Or they simply get mad at the stereotype because the stereotype is true and it can be perceived in a negative fashion towards them. What we're going to look at here today is some lady who is not typically happy about the truth in some stereotypes and some seemingly very nonsensical articles of clothing. I mean, if there was ever a time when someone was making something out of nothing, it certainly was here. Let's take a look.
Let's talk about the disgusting ways that gender double standards begin at birth. Boy clothes say, I'm super. Girl clothes say, I hate my thighs. Boy clothes say, pick me up, I dig older chicks. Girl clothes say, daddy says I can't date until I'm 30. Lock up your daughters. Does this diaper make my butt look big? Little man, big ideas. Little girl, big smiles. Doctor in training, nurse in training. Who dressed up their children this way? Oh my god. My best subjects: shopping, music, dancing, not math. Nobody's perfect. What the fuck is this? Smarty pants. I woke up this cute. Can we not do this to literal infants, please?
You know, while we have covered this lady before, here's something relatively more recent that she just put out that I kind of just came across here. You know, sometimes there may actually be issues that deserve to be discussed, but other times, especially in this instance, this is just nitpicking. It's ridiculous. And quite honestly, I don't I don't really see the problem here because there's nothing untrue about it.
Let's talk about the disgusting ways that gender double standards begin at birth. Boy clothes say, I'm super. Girl clothes say, I hate my thighs.
So here, she first tries to make the absolutely unfounded assumption that because the boy's shirt says I'm super, the manufacturer or whomever is creating these shirts is trying to say, well, the boy is better than the girl because all the girl can say is, I hate my thighs. Number one, we all know that girls say that kind of stuff. It's meant to be something funny and quite honestly stupid. It's almost poking fun at the fact that women say that kind of stuff so much. If you've got an issue with it, stop saying it. You can't say that women don't say it because we all know that they do. And quite honestly, with the whole I'm super thing, if you look closely, do you not see the cape that's in back of the onesie? I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm blind and it's not really there, but I clearly see something there. It's yellow and it looks like a cape. Couldn't one maybe assume that it's an assumption or it's in some kind of association with Superman, but they can't say Superman because it's a trademark that's paid for by, I don't know, whoever the hell owns it now. But they can't say Superman, but you can clearly see that it's nothing to do with one gender is better than another or anything of the sort. They just simply can't say Superman because of copyright infringement, so they just say, I'm super. And you do realize that there are girl shirts that say the exact same things too, girls onesies that say the exact same thing. I've seen them. You're choosing to nitpick over this, which is ridiculous because you know the converse exists for both. You know, I don't know if you realize this, but this is one of the great things of living in a free market society. You have the liberty, you have the ability, you have the freedom to choose what you do and don't want to buy. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean nobody else can have it. Doesn't mean that everybody else shouldn't have it. You just simply don't buy it. It's that simple. Why is it that hard of a concept? Why do you have to try to get rid of something entirely if you don't like it?
Boy clothes say, pick me up, I dig older chicks. Girl clothes say, daddy says I can't date until I'm 30.
Next, we have a little boy shirt that says, pick me up, I dig older chicks. And a little girl shirt that says, daddy says I can't date until I'm 20. Does anybody want to try to take the time to point out exactly who this is hurting? Because it's not. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Stereotypes do exist for a reason. There are phrases that people say for a reason. It doesn't necessarily mean anything negative. You're trying to force it to be negative when it inherently isn't. A lot of dads will say that to their daughters in jest, in joking, because fathers know their daughters are going to wait till they're 30 to date. And as far as the boys' shirt goes, some boys like older women. I mean, who cares? It's not that big a deal, like I've said 3 times thus far. Don't buy it if you don't like it.
Lock up your daughters. Does this diaper make my butt look big?
You know, this third image here, this goes along with what I said before. The one shirt says, lock up your daughters, and the other image says, does this diaper make my butt look big? Again, these are both 2 very common phrases that are said. They are not inherently bad. The one is used to indicate a cute little boy, and the other one is, well, the only people you have to blame is yourself for this. Because it's not men who are insanely judgmental about every little minute portion of your body, it's you. Women perpetuate this, not men. So this whole nonsensical ideal of the patriarchy that you're assuming this is revolving around, it's not. This is you, and quite honestly, women. It has nothing to do with men. You're complaining to the wrong crowd.
Little man, big ideas. Little girl, big smiles.
Please tell me exactly what's wrong with the phrase little man, big ideas, and little girl, big smiles. You know, in case you haven't noticed, if you take a look at the entire world around you, it was completely, totally, utterly, and thoroughly built by men and their big ideas. You know, there were precious few inventors and very few women with ideas that actually influence society to where in a daily basis we are utilizing something that was created by them. It simply doesn't exist. Now, are there women out there that are inventors that have created things? Sure, there are a handful of them, absolutely. But that field has by and large been dominated by men. You're simply trying to find something to nitpick, trying to find something to get the ignorant masses of women pissed off about. I'm sorry if you have a problem with reality, but that's just the way it is. And what exactly is wrong with a little girl having a big smile? It doesn't say that the little girl is unintelligent. It simply says that little girl has a big smile. You're choosing two images that may not even be in the same place because you can clearly see that the images spliced together. Those two shirts may not even be side by side in the same place. You're choosing to make them that in a failed attempt to cause an argument somewhere. You know, it's not the manufacturer of these shirts that are implying or saying that men are smarter than women. It's you that's saying that by trying to point these out, trying to make these comparisons. These shirts don't inherently say this. It's you that's saying this.
Doctor in training, nurse in training. Who dressed up their children this way? Oh my God.
Now this next image is of a young boy and a young girl wearing what look like little kids' scrubs, even though they're not really scrubs. It's just like almost like a costume. The young girl has nurse in training and the young boy has doctor in training. Exactly what's wrong with that? No one's saying that girls can't be doctors and boys can't be nurses. It's saying that nursing is predominantly done by women and doctors is predominantly done by men. There's nothing wrong with that. Why are you making it a problem? This has nothing to do with a patriarchy. This has nothing to do with saying that boys or men are exclusive to one and not the other or vice versa. It's simply saying what the facts are. It's simply saying what data is. There is nothing incorrect about what is shown, and there's nothing negative about what's shown either. I know several male nurses myself. It ultimately doesn't matter. It's you that's making this into a problem. This doesn't perpetuate a negative stereotype. This simply shows what is. And something else to keep in mind, these are little kids. You are trying to use little kids' clothing as an example of what you illegitimately think is a patriarchal system that demonizes women, and it doesn't. This does the exact opposite.
My best subjects: shopping, music, dancing, not math. Nobody's perfect. What the fuck is this?
So, do I need to go through and copy and input all of the videos out there? Especially the TikToks that show women shopping, dancing, and singing music, being completely nonsensical, looking for attention and validation. All this shirt does is explain what women inherently do. If you have a problem with it, then you be the first woman ever to not do any of these things. And guess what? I bet you do the exact same thing. But for proof of the validity of this, all you need to do, all anybody needs to do is look up YouTube channels, look at TikTok, look at Facebook, look at any of the social media platforms, and anybody can see anywhere that women are looking for validation and the masses of attention through shopping, through music and dancing, and they do it for attention. You can't say that it isn't true, so therefore you cannot be pissed off at the shirt. You know, I actually think you're mad because you know the shirt is true. You know it's true and you don't like it. Well, sorry. The truth hurts, doesn't it? You see, there is no your truth. Despite popular thinking, there is no your truth. There is no my truth. There is only the truth. There is one truth. And that truth is constant and it doesn't change. And what is shown here is 100% factually correct.
Smarty pants. I woke up this cute. Can we not do this to literal infants, please?
Again, with the smarty pants bib and the cute bib, this is just gonna go back to what I said earlier about men freaking building this world and women doing everything they can to garner attention and to look cute. This does nothing but show and perpetuate what is. You can't get mad at what is. It's been this way for who knows how long. The roles can never be reversed. It will never happen. It's not negative. It's not bad. Get used to it. You aren't going to change it. And as much as you'd like to believe that gender roles don't exist, the most egalitarian of countries prove that they do exist. If you look at the Nordic countries, when left to their own devices, women will naturally choose things like the humanities. They will naturally do things that require more feeling. Men, they naturally do things that are more complicated, things that are more intricate, things such as the STEM field, such as fixing things. I mean, you understand what I'm saying here. As much as you want to say that these stereotypes don't exist, that men and women are equal, that they are the same, they are not. You will never be able to make them the same. You will never be able to make them equal. There will always be things that men are naturally drawn to and things that women are naturally drawn to. You are never going to be able to change that. The Nordic countries have proved this unequivocally. So yes, let me ask you the same question. Can we not do this to little infants who are completely innocent? Can you not try to use them as an example to perpetuate your nonsensical idea of the patriarchy and the fact that men and women aren't equal in today's society? Because they are. They're more equal in today's society than they've ever been in history. In fact, women are actually more equal than men in Western society. You have privileges, you have legal rights that men never will have. To say that you are treated in society as beneath men is an absolute falsehood that can never be proven. Modern feminism has destroyed young women worse than probably anything in the last several generations. It has filled you with ideas that simply don't exist. It has infiltrated the school systems. It's a form of baseline Marxism. It's a form of control that you don't realize until it's all said and done and over with. Feminism doesn't liberate you. Feminism doesn't make you equal to anybody. What it does is it attempts to break down society. It attempts to break down the nuclear family, which has been the staple in societies all over, especially Western societies, until the past several decades. But then that's another subject for another time and probably another video. You know, modern progressive movements have done more to brainwash women more than any other movement in modern society. We are now to the point where if someone can complain about anything, they will simply complain about it. There doesn't have to be any validity to it. There doesn't have to be any reason or meaning behind it other than somebody simply doesn't like it. If it can be complained about and there is a social media platform out there to complain about it on, women will complain about it. And the proof couldn't be more prevalent than it is right here. This just shows you how easily they've been manipulated and indoctrinated to think that everybody is the same, that there isn't good in differences, that there are indeed stereotypes within the genders that are true, that are factually correct and are there for a reason, and they're good reasons. The sooner society comes to learn to realize that men and women are not the same, will never be the same, and never can be the same, the better. Men look for women who are feminine and embrace their femininity. Women look for men who are masculine and embrace their masculinity. That's the way it's been for centuries. Modern indoctrination is not going to change that. Anyhow, thank you for joining me for the Fallacious Truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you again and take care.